Be careful. You are being investigated by a top legal team, my beloved child. Something huge is waiting for you. And before you even take your next breath, you must understand this. A silence has formed around your name. A silence so sharp, so calculated that even the people closest to you cannot hear it. But someone else hears it. Someone powerful. And today I'm here to unfold the one truth you were never supposed to discover. Amen. Blessing 111. A team you've never met. A team you never even imagined could have access to, your life. Has been assembling pieces of you. Your choices, your patterns, your victories, your mistakes, your connections, even the whispers you thought the world forgot. And the moment they placed your name on their table, everything changed. They didn't look at you like an ordinary human. They looked at you like a case, like a story, like a mystery they couldn't walk away from. Something huge is waiting for you, and every passing second is pulling you deeper into it. Amen. Blessing 222. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal in this moment decides whether you rise or whether you fall. Their investigation isn't random. They don't investigate just anyone. They pick people who disrupt destiny. People whose existence bends the flow of timelines. People whose presence shakes someone else's stability. And your name, my beloved child, is appearing in places even you didn't know your energy had reached. Someone mentioned you. Someone doubted you. Someone feared you, someone envied you. And that whisper spread into the wrong room at the wrong time and landed in the hands of a top-level legal team that studies people like you for reasons deeper than ordinary conflict. Amen. Blessing 333. My chosen soul, everything around you is shifting in ways you haven't recognized yet. This legal team isn't studying what you've done. They're studying what you might do. They see potential storms before they happen. And your name appeared as a potential threat. Not because you're dangerous, but because your existence threatens someone's lies. Someone who built their life, their image, their security on a foundation that starts cracking the moment your truth comes into the light. You weren't supposed to know this, but destiny refuses to let you walk blind any longer. Amen. Blessing 444. They are collecting stories about you. Stories that don't match each other because different people have different versions of you. Some true, some twisted, some drenched in jealousy, some created to protect their own guilt. And when these stories collided, when contradictions became too loud to ignore, the legal team realized one thing. You are not who people say you are. You are bigger. You are sharper. You are unpredictable in a way that terrifies people who want you silent. Something huge is waiting for you. And this is only the beginning of what's unfolding behind your back. Amen. Blessing 555. They noticed two things immediately. Your resilience and your silence. You don't react the way normal people do. You don't panic. You don't show weakness, and that confuses them. It makes them wonder what you know, what you're capable of, what secrets you hold that could ruin someone else's comfort. But here's the twist. What they don't realize is that you're being guided, watched, protected. A force greater than every legal mind observing you is already standing beside you, preparing you for the moment when truth explodes out of the shadows they try to bury you in. Amen. Blessing 666, my awakened child, the deeper they dig, the more they realize they're not investigating a problem. They're investigating a person who carries destiny in their bones. They're trying to trace your relationships, your history, your intentions, but every piece they find confuses them more. You are not linear. You are not predictable. You are a story with too many hidden chapters. And now those chapters are opening. Whether you're ready or not, something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777, someone triggered this investigation. Someone who pretended to support you. Someone who stood beside you with a smile that never reached their eyes. They tried to paint you as weak, unstable, irresponsible, or reckless. But the legal team saw something else in the evidence. Strength, sharpness, growth. Pain turned into purpose. Loss turned into power. And now they can't classify you. You don't fit into their categories. You don't match their assumptions. You are becoming the kind of individual who rises in moments designed to break others. Amen. Blessing 888. And let me tell you the part no one expected. They're not trying to destroy you. They're trying to understand you. Because the more they watch, the more they sense that your life is about to intersect with something massive, some event, some decision, some truth that will expose the real villain in this story. And that villain isn't you. Their investigation is turning into a revelation. A revelation that leads back to someone who underestimated you. Someone who doubted your strength. Someone who thought you'd remain silent forever. But destiny is preparing to flip the script. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. And before you continue listening, take one steady breath, because what I am about to reveal is not only shocking, it reshapes the way you see every person around you. The legal team that began watching you quietly has now moved you into a category they use for only a handful of cases, a category reserved for people whose lives are about to collide with destiny-shifting truths. They've moved from observation to active analysis. And that shift means someone is getting exposed very soon. Amen. Blessing 111. They didn't just study your past. They're analyzing your energy, your motives, your story arcs, and the strange pattern of events surrounding you. They've noticed something rare. Everywhere you go, illusions break, lies collapse, and masked intentions get revealed, and this scares someone who never wanted their truth seen. That person whispered your name into the wrong ear, hoping to dim your light. But instead your name triggered an investigation that is now circling back to them. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 222. But listen carefully. This legal team, with all their logic and calculation, still cannot decode the divine protection hovering over your life. They see patterns they can't explain. They see reversals they didn't predict. They see you escaping situations you should have been stuck in. What they don't realize is that when destiny chooses someone, even the strongest chains snap. Even the worst lies crumble. And you, my beloved child, were chosen long before anyone tried to twist your story. Amen. Blessing 333. My rising soul, the investigation has taken a sudden turn. They've stopped looking at what you've done and started analyzing what other people have done to you. Messages, screenshots, past interactions, hidden motives, everything is slowly forming into a web. And at the center of that web is not you, but someone who tried to control your narrative. Someone who thought you'd never find out. Someone who feared your glow more than anything. Amen. Blessing 444. And here comes the most shocking part. One member of that legal team has privately said your case feels guided, as if unseen hands keep directing them toward the truth. Every detail they uncover leads to a new clarity that exposes someone else's guilt, someone else's lies, someone else's manipulation. You are not the one being trapped. You are the one being vindicated. Something huge is waiting for you, and they don't even realize you are walking with an unseen power they cannot measure. Amen. Blessing 555. This shift is dangerous for the person who tried to frame you. They expected you to panic, to fall apart, to react impulsively. But your calmness confused them. Your silence terrified them. Because when someone is innocent, their silence becomes their shield. And when someone is chosen, their silence becomes their prophecy. The legal team is now beginning to see the cracks in the story they were told. They're noticing inconsistencies that point directly to the person who spoke your name out of jealousy or fear. Amen. Blessing 666. My awakened child, the energy around you has changed. Your name is being cleared without you even speaking a single word. Someone else is being cornered by their own contradictions. The legal team is drafting timelines, comparing statements, analyzing behaviors. And every road is leading back to the one who thought they could bury you. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. And now listen with your full spirit. Your breakthrough begins when their lies collide with undeniable truth. You are not the hunted. You are the revelation. You are the turning point that exposes the shadow behind the curtain. Because this legal team unknowingly has become a tool of destiny. They are pulling apart every illusion that has ever dimmed your worth. They are removing the veil from someone who pretended to protect you but secretly feared how high you were meant to rise. They tried to silence your journey, but the investigation is amplifying your story instead. Amen. Blessing 888. Before this all ends, they will see you for who you truly are. Not a problem, not a suspect, not a target, but a chosen soul whose presence forces truth into daylight. And when the reveal happens, the person who whispered your name will wish they had never underestimated the force standing behind you. Someone huge is waiting for you. But it's not danger, it's destiny. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. And before this chapter unfolds, understand this clearly. The investigation surrounding your name has now entered a phase that only happens when truth is preparing to rise like a fire that cannot be contained. The top legal team watching you is no longer concerned with what happened. They are now asking what were they trying to hide from you. And that shift is powerful because it means destiny has flipped the direction of their focus. Amen. Blessing 111. Someone believed they could control your path by placing you under scrutiny. Someone thought that if they threw your name into the hands of professionals, you would collapse under pressure. But instead, the opposite is happening. The legal team has realized that everything surrounding you is layered with divine timing. Every move you make uncovers another hidden truth. Every silence you hold exposes another lie. Something huge is waiting for you. And the person who tried to push you down has unknowingly lit the torch that now shines directly on their own shadow. Amen. Blessing 222. But here comes the twist even they didn't prepare for. The more they analyze you, the more they realize you don't fit the profile of someone who needs to be watched. You fit the profile of someone who needs to be protected. Someone whose destiny is intertwined with breakthroughs, not breakdowns. Someone who carries a light so strong that people with weaker intentions panic when you walk into the room. They sense that your story holds a weight they can't legally measure, but spiritually feel. Amen. Blessing 333, my chosen soul. The deeper they go into the investigation, the more they stumble on mismatched stories. Stories that reveal who has been pretending around you. People who smiled at you while sharpening knives behind your back. People who acted innocent while planting seeds of doubt about your character. People who wanted your downfall to be the foundation of their rise, and now every lie they spoke is collapsing under the sheer force of truth. Amen. Blessing 444. They are reviewing conversations, observing reactions, comparing timelines, and slowly, shockingly, undeniably, they're realizing that you were the one being tested, not the one causing trouble. The legal team didn't expect to find an individual with this much emotional strength, spiritual protection, and intuitive power. They didn't expect your silence to be more powerful than other people's accusations. They didn't expect your energy to reveal what words never needed to. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 555. And then they found the turning point. A detail so small, so hidden, so insignificant at first glance, yet powerful enough to change the entire direction of this case. A detail that proves someone else manipulated information about you. A detail that proves jealousy was the motive, not justice. A detail that shows you were the one standing in truth the entire time. This discovery has put pressure on the one who started all of this. Their mask is slipping and fast. Amen. Blessing 666. My awakened child. Destiny is rearranging the stage. The investigation is no longer about uncovering your flaws. It is about uncovering someone's fear of your greatness. They wanted you silent. They wanted you small. They wanted you insecure enough to never question their intentions. But the legal team has begun to see what you could not see before. You were never the problem, you are the threat to their illusion. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. Their documents, notes, and discussions now repeat one pattern. Your actions were consistent, calm, focused, and aligned. While the person who claimed to be against you acted erratic, contradictory, and emotionally charged. This contrast exposed their agenda. It showed exactly who was trying to damage your reputation. And now the spotlight has turned. It is them who feels the pressure. Them who feels watched, them who fears what comes next. Amen. Blessing 888. And let me reveal what destiny is whispering. There will come a moment very soon when the truth becomes too large to hide, too loud to ignore, too bright to bury. That moment will flip everything in your favor. It will bring closure, vindication, and a breakthrough that no one can take from you. The legal team unknowingly is helping the universe cleanse your path. You are being prepared for a future where no accusation can touch you because truth itself is standing guard beside you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is your rise. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child. Something huge is waiting for you. And before the next revelation unfolds, listen with the depth of your spirit, because the investigation surrounding your life has now entered a phase no one, not even the one who triggered it, expected. The top legal team has begun connecting dots that were never meant to be connected. They're uncovering truths that were never meant to be spoken. And every truth they uncover is pointing in one direction away from you. Amen. Blessing 111. What began as a silent inquiry into your actions has now transformed into a full-scale exposure of someone else's intentions. The legal team is seeing patterns of manipulation, patterns of false narratives, patterns of jealousy disguised as concern. And the more they dig, the clearer it becomes. The person who put your name in their hands is the one whose lies are unraveling. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 222. They are stunned by your strength, your calmness, your refusal to break under pressure. They expected panic, but you offered stillness. They expected confusion, but destiny guided your energy. And your stillness became their clue. Because innocent souls don't tremble when their life is placed under a microscope. Innocent souls simply stand knowing that truth will eventually rise. Amen. Blessing 333. Before we continue, if this message resonates with your spirit, share this wisdom forward so someone else trapped in silence can feel seen. If your heart feels the truth in these words, let your energy respond with a simple amen. This is not a call for buttons. This is a call for alignment. My chosen child, the legal team has now moved from observing you to protecting you. They didn't plan this. They didn't expect this. But your case has awakened something in them. A realization that the real danger was never you, but the story woven around you. Every statement they review seems to contradict the person who made it. Every timeline they examine bends in a direction that reveals intentional distortion. And now they're beginning to see the truth. You are being strategically misrepresented by someone who feared your rise. Amen. Blessing 444. Let me reveal what they discovered recently. Something that shifted the entire energy of the investigation. There was a message, a conversation, a moment of hidden intent, a slip, something the person who targeted you never expected anyone to find, and when the legal team uncovered it, everything snapped into clarity. They now understand that the accusations, concerns, suspicions, they were not rooted in truth but in fear. Fear of losing control over you. Fear of being exposed. Fear of your transformation into someone they can no longer manipulate. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 555. And now people who once pointed fingers are starting to feel the heat of their own dishonesty. They're nervous. They're restless. They're sensing that the walls are closing in because once an investigation turns inward, truth becomes impossible to hide. Amen. Blessing 666. Before this moment passes, if your intuition tells you this message carries weight, let your heart echo it by commenting, Amen. So your energy aligns with truth. My awakened child, the legal team has realized something extraordinary about you. Your life has been shaped by tests designed to build your spirit, not break it. They're observing how you handled betrayal, silence, distance, conflict, and each time you responded with grace. That grace is what protected you. That grace is what confused your enemies. That grace is what turned this investigation into a revelation. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. And now comes the part destiny kept hidden until the right second. Someone connected to the investigation. Someone with influence, clarity, and insight has begun to speak in your favor. They've noted your emotional strength, your honesty, your consistency. They've questioned the motives of the one who dragged your name into scrutiny. And their voice carries weight. Their perspective carries power. Their words carry impact. This is the moment when tables turn. This is the moment when illusions collapse. This is the moment when every attack against you becomes evidence of someone else's deception. Amen. Blessing 888. And soon, sooner than anyone expected, everything will align. Truth will become undeniable. The person who hoped to bury you will face the mirror of their own intentions, and you, my beloved child, will rise untouched, unshaken, and undeniably strengthened. The investigation that was meant to break you will become the proof that crowns you. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 999. Before this part ends, if this message speaks to your soul, my beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. And this part reveals the moment everything begins to shift in your favor. The top legal team investigating your life has now reached a point they never predicted. Your case, which they assumed would be straightforward, has turned into a storm of contradictions that expose hidden intentions, secret grudges, and silent betrayals. They've realized that your name was placed before them not because of truth, but because of someone's fear of your rising destiny. And now destiny is correcting every lie spoken against you. Amen. Blessing 111. Behind closed doors, the legal team is whispering among themselves, analyzing every detail, every timeline, every statement. Yet nothing aligns with the accusation, and everything aligns with divine protection. They're beginning to see that you were targeted because your presence disrupts illusions. Your honesty threatens those who built their lives on manipulation. Your growth scares those who remain stuck. And the person who placed your name into this investigation is now feeling the heat of their own contradictions. Evidence that was meant to trap you is circling back to expose them. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 222, but here is the turning point destiny wants you to hear. Your calmness has now become their biggest clue. Your strength has become their biggest question. Your silence has become their biggest revelation. The legal team is stunned by how your truth continues to stand firm while the accuser's deception unravels. Hidden conversations are being revealed. Motives are being questioned. And someone's mask is falling faster than they can hold it up. A breakthrough is forming, one that clears your name completely and exposes the true manipulator behind this entire situation. This investigation was never meant to break you. It was meant to reveal your purity to those who once doubted it. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 333. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. And this part reveals the moment the legal team begins to see the truth with complete clarity. What started as a quiet inquiry has now exploded into a full-scale reversal. One that is shaking the very foundation of the person who tried to drag your name into darkness. The legal team has stopped questioning you and has started questioning why someone wanted to pull you down in the first place. Amen. Blessing 111. They've realized something powerful. Every time they examine your actions, they find stability. Every time they examine your intentions, they find truth. Every time they examine your energy, they find alignment. But when they analyze the person who initiated this investigation, nothing aligns. Their statements contradict themselves, their motives look suspicious. Their emotional reactions appear exaggerated. Their timelines fall apart the moment evidence is placed beside them. And now the legal team with all their expertise is quietly acknowledging. You were not the problem. You were the target. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 222. Now listen carefully because this is where destiny makes its boldest move. The legal team has found a hidden communication. A message. A piece of evidence the accuser hoped would never surface. This message exposes their real intention to damage your credibility before your breakthrough arrives. They feared your growth. They feared your influence. They feared your rising power. And when someone fears losing control over a chosen soul like you, they resort to desperate actions. But destiny protects the pure-hearted in ways that even legal systems cannot comprehend. Amen. Blessing 333, my chosen child. Something is happening behind the scenes. Something the accuser never expected. A senior member of the legal team, someone with decades of experience, has started paying attention to you with a different perspective. They said privately, this person is not who they are being portrayed as. There is something deeper here. Their intuition is unlocking a new direction in the investigation. One where you are no longer the subject but the victim of someone else's insecurity and manipulation. Amen. Blessing 444. They are now reviewing evidence not to find your faults but to uncover the truth the accuser tried to bury. They are tracing every inconsistency, every emotional twist, every exaggeration, and every false assumption. And the deeper they analyze, the more they see a pattern. You were framed by someone who couldn't handle your glow. Someone who felt threatened by your evolution, someone who believed silencing you would protect their own image. But destiny doesn't bend for manipulators. Destiny bends for the chosen. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 555. A karmic shift is happening, a reversal is forming. A divine spotlight is exposing the hidden intentions behind the scenes. The accuser is beginning to panic. They feel the pressure. They sense the truth closing in. Their confidence is cracking. Their narrative is collapsing. And for the first time, they are realizing they started a fire they can no longer control. Amen. Blessing 666. My awakened child, the investigation is approaching a moment of revelation, a point where everything becomes undeniable. The legal team has identified the emotional motive behind the accusations: jealousy, fear, and the desire to control your narrative before your destiny unfolds fully. They didn't expect their own analysis to expose the real villain. But truth once awakened cannot be silenced. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. The team is now compiling a new file, one that documents the inconsistencies, lies, and manipulative patterns of the person who tried to harm you. This file may become the very evidence that not only clears your name, but reveals who was truly at fault. Imagine the irony. The investigation meant to destroy you will become the proof that protects you. The scrutiny meant to break you will become the spotlight that elevates you. The lies meant to bury you will become the foundation of your victory. Amen. Blessing 888. And destiny whispers this final truth into your spirit. Right now, you are walking into a chapter where no weapon formed against you will prosper. Not because you fought harder, but because truth is fighting for you. The investigation is nearing its completion. And when it ends, you will stand taller than before, stronger than before, clearer than before. This was not an attack. This was purification. This was preparation. This was elevation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is coming faster than you think. Amen. Blessing 999. Subscribe our channel for daily prayer prophetic.